Alright, I wanted to show you, I found this on a picture of this. I thought this was pretty neat. This is a little whale. It's actually Jonah in the whale. And there's a little Jonah inside there, in other words. But this is, I thought this was a very unique looking carving that someone did. And I thought this would be a good little project to share with somebody. And to just do one for the as a project. And so here it is. It's a really extremely simple project. The whale is not that wide or anything like that, and it's just kind of a unique little project that you can do and have a good fun time doing it. So I thought, well, what we can do is let's do this project. Now what I did is this is around 9 inches long, or a little bit. I wanted to make it a little bigger so that I could show you how to put the little figure inside of it. And it's just about 9.5 inches long and 1.5 inches wide for the figure, the whale, which we're going to carve first. And basically, it's pretty easy because it's just basically shaping the figure, just basically shaping it out. And now it'll be a little bit more difficult putting the figure inside the mouth and all that stuff, but we'll do that as well. So let's look at this. I'm sorry, I have to position myself where, okay, now this is 1.5 inches wide by about 9.5 inches long. This is a little bit bigger project than I usually do, but I thought to be able to put the figure inside, we want to, you don't want to make it too small where you can't see it at all, whatsoever. So let's, I think for this I made a carving knife. Well, it's been a while, probably a year or so. Whoa. Oh, okay, I see what's wrong. Some of you have asked what this is. This is simply a brace. This is not a carving glove. This is a brace that I use to keep my arms, my wrists straight when I carve. Kind of keep down in the carpal tunnel and everything like that could come from, yes, carvers do get carpal tunnel. They do. And so I try to keep that down to a minimum if I possibly can. Alright, basically, if you're going to cut this out, you want the grain to be coming this way. That way. That's the way you want the grain to be. You don't want the grain going up. You want it to come this way. Straight across the whale. That's the way you want the grain to run. Just like that. So when you cut it out, make sure that your grain is running this way. Alright? Alright. Now basically it's just a basis of taking, and I'll bring the tail down and shaping the figure. The way you want it. Of course, the tail will be, this is not going to be a great detail as far as that's concerned. Just sort of, it's already thin enough as it is, and we're just going to shape it and thin it even more. This is basically what you do with this figure. You want to cut it large enough where you can fit a figure inside here. Of course, this will be coming around like this. And the same thing with all this. You just go from side to side, bringing your figure down. Like this. Now on this particular piece, the grain will change as you get toward the back. So you want to take it easy. The tail will, of course, be thinner than I nicked myself the other day with a screwdriver. I was doing some work and I nicked it. It's starting to bleed a little bit, as you see on the side here. I was doing some work, and the screwdriver slipped. And it just nicked me. It's like a knife will. Screwdriver, though, hurt a little bit more than a knife. Knife usually is just a... I should have put a band-aid on it. I don't always do that. But now, see, it's starting to bleed on me a little bit today. Oh boy. That's alright. That's not a big deal. I try to do some projects. My air conditioner. Okay, here we go. My air conditioner upstairs started acting up the other day, and it started the pan, you know, where the air conditioner leaks into the pan, it started it was plugging up, so I had to go and get some. I had to unplug it, and it was a window unit, so I had to kind of pull it out and stuff. And at my age, when you do anything, you're gonna nick your fingers and all that stuff. Okay, basically, just keep now. Let me see. Where's my he has some fins on him. So let me look and see how he's got that. No, it's just got some fins. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna kind of put some fins on him like that on each side. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of come around like this. I'm bad about not nicking myself or something when I'm doing something, and not putting a band-aid on it or anything like that. And of course, when you start carving, you put pressure on the piece on your hand, and it starts just to bleed again. And I know, no, I don't want, please don't send me things about infection. You're going to get an infection and all that stuff. Believe it or not, I've cut my hand, not on carving, but I've cut it on other things. Never really got an infection. Never got it. So, you know what? I'm not going to worry about the fins. I'm really not. I'm just going to do the well. I'm not going to really worry. I don't think the fins are necessary. We're not going for realism here. We're going for uniqueness here. I've done whales before, and you know, this is not a abstract whale or anything like that. I'm not going to worry about the fins. That's the good thing about carving. You can choose whatever you want to do. I never had anything get infected. Okay, as we look, I think it'd look better without the fins. I really do. I think it will look better without it. We're not looking for realism here. We're looking for just enjoying yourself. Looking for a simple project here. Okay, now as you can see, bleeding all over my carving. As you can see, we're starting to now get shape to our figure. And like I said, it doesn't take much to get a shape to him, because it's just basically going around, opening him up, okay. Okay, main thing is we want the mouth to be open wide enough so we can get our little figure inside there. Just keep going around it. And already you can see that we are shaping this little whale. Now, of course, the tail will be, whoop, you don't want to go that way, Dean. Thinner than the rest of the grain really changes when you're working on one of these things. You know, now you can split the tail if you want to, but that's not, like I said, the realistic, being the realistic thing of the whale is not our main focus that we're looking for here. I'm outside today. We have been having some extremely hot weather, plus we've been having a lot of rain down here in Texas. So, okay, as you see, we are really shaping this piece. Getting a shape to it. When you have a piece this long, the grain really changes on you as you work with it. So don't try to force anything. Just turn around and go the other way. If I wanted to do fins, you could carve them separately and just glue them on there. Way you don't have to cut out such a big piece of wood if you wanted that. fact, we may do that. Because okay. This, of course, has to come around. This bottom lip. You just want to get the sides down. Now look at that. See, we're already getting a shape to it. Not a difficult thing. Now this bottom lip, or this bottom mouth of the mouth here, we want to get it as thin as we can, but not too thin. Yeah, I think it'll look just as good without the fins. I hope everybody knows the story of Noah and the ark. You don't, will you? I learned that as a child in my Bible reading and Bible stories. The story of Noah, the prophet of God, who God told him to go to Nineveh, and he said, "No, I'm not going." So he, stowed away on a ship to try to keep from going to Nineveh because he hated the Ninevian people. He didn't want to preach the gospel to them. He didn't want to preach to them. And so he got on a ship, and of course the men on the ship didn't know who Noah was or what all about. And of course God had a great storm come up, and it was very scary, and Noah told him, Noah, what am I saying? Noah, good gravy. Jonah. Here I'm sitting here telling a story about Noah. Oh golly. No, Jonah. I'm sorry, I'm getting on my carving here, and I'm not thinking what I'm saying. Yeah, Jonah. And Jonah, yeah, you know the story of Noah, of course, the flood. But Jonah refused to go to Nineveh, and God caused a great storm. And he told the guys on the ship, throw me overboard, and it would calm the seas, and that's what they did. And it calmed the seas, and a whale swallowed Jonah and spit him up took him all the way to Nineveh, and spit him up on the shore. So that's just a kind of a condensed version of Noah. I don't know what I have got with Noah on my mind today. Jonah. Golly. Sit here telling you a story and I don't even know the character. But Jonah was a unique little story. If I can just remember his name. Okay. All right, we're starting to really starting to really, I'm going to flatten this out a little bit more back here where the tail is. Remind me not to tell any more biblical stories if I don't know who the person is. So, I found out the story of Jonah. I don't know what it is with me today. When I was in Sunday school, and I love the story of Jonah and the whale. God didn't actually call it a whale, he called it a big fish, but that's what we assume it was. Any animal, fish that could swallow a man had to be probably in the whale category. Okay. This is all it is. This is what's good about this little project. It's not a difficult project because it's just shaping. Now, doing the little character of Jonah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because we got to put him inside the mouth, and let's go down this bottom lip and just sort of make sure that it goes around like this. There we go. See that? See how the lip is going to come to now, like I said, the wood changes grain a lot when you have a piece this long. So you want to not try to force, if